by meekness. Dhamena, by sense control. Cha, also. Translation by His Divine Grace as Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Narada, the most dear of inheritor sons of Brahma, always ready to serve his father, strictly followed the instruction of his father by his mannerly behavior, meekness, and sense control. Please repeat after me. Narada, the most dear of inheritor son of Brahma, Narada, the most dear of the inheritor sons of Brahma, always ready to serve his father, strictly follows the instruction of his father by his mannerly behavior, meekness, and sense control. So I'm reading also text 42 because 41 there is no purport. Mayam vividisham vishnor mayesa syamaha munihi mahabhagavato rajan pitaram paryotasayat. Translation. Narada very much pleased his father and desired to know all about the energies of Vishnu, the master of all energies. For Narada was the greatest of all sages and the greatest of all devotees, or king. Purport. Lord Brahma, being the creator of all living beings in the universe, is originally the father of several well-known sons, like Daksha, the Chatur Sanas, and Narada. In three departments of human knowledge disseminated by the Vedas, namely fruitive work, Karmakanda, transcendental knowledge, Jnanakanda, and devotional service, Upasanakanda, Devarshi Narada inherited from his father Brahma devotional service, where Daksha inherited from his father fruitive work, and Sanata, Sanatan, etc. inherited from their father information about Jnanakanda or transcendental knowledge. But out of them all, Narada is described here as the most beloved son of Brahma because of good behavior, obedience, meekness, and readiness to render service unto the Father. And Narada is famous as the greatest of all sages because of his being the greatest of all devotees. Narada is the spiritual master of many famous devotees of the Lord. He is the spiritual master of Prahlad, Dhruva, and Vyasa, down to the forest animal hunter, Kirata. His only business is to turn everyone to the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Therefore, all these features of Narada make him the dearest son of his father. And all this is due to Narada being first-class devotee of the Lord. The devotees are always anxious to know more and more about the Supreme Lord, the master of all energies. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 10.9, Machitta Magata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Katayantastamam Nityam Trushayanti Charamanti Cha. The Supreme Lord is unlimited, and His energy are also unlimited. No one knows them completely. Brahmaji, being the greatest living entity within this universe and be directly instructed by the Lord, must know more than anyone within this universe, although such knowledge may not be complete. Thus, it is the duty of everyone to ask about the unlimited Lord from the spiritual master in the disciple succession of Brahma, which descend from Narada to Vyasa, from Vyasa to Sukadeva, and so on. Om Jnana Dimirandasya Gyanjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Midam Tasma Shri Gurave Namah. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhatta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I'm very glad to be here with you today in this beautiful Sydney temple, which has been here for many years. And although there are not many devotees, but all the devotees that are engaged in Sankirtan outside following the instruction of the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is so beautiful and so full of nectar. It's like a honey pot. When we dive inside the honey pot, we cannot get nothing but sweetness. So this is called Amala Purana, the purest of all the Puranas. So that today I am blessed to be with you, and I may, by the blessing of Srila Prabhupada and the Vaishnava and the Lord, able to speak some few words which maybe inspire your devotional service to the Supreme Lord. So this is a beautiful verse, slogan, where we see the greatness of Narada. Of course, we see Brahma when he was a very ideal father, because when he's created and he's coming out of the lotus flower navel of Lord Vishnu, he doesn't know anything. He looks around, he sees darkness, he goes down, he goes up, he looks around, but he cannot figure out who he is, what he's doing. But then he hears this voice, ta, pa, these two syllables, and then immediately recognize that tapa means to perform austerity or penances. So he went into a meditation state for 1,000 years of the celestial beings, which is very, very long time. Then when the Lord was happy, he appeared himself to Lord Brahma, and he said, I'm so happy with your penances. And not only showing his form, but he's showing the Vaikuntha planet. So Brahma himself is very, very dear to the Lord. And of course, the Lord empowered Brahma to perform the secondary creation. So the Lord creates all the elements, everything, but then he empowered Brahma to create 8,400,000 different species of life in all the planetary system and everything which we see and perceive. So he's the engineer of this material creation. So before he starts, Lord Brahma say, I'm very scared that I will become bewildered by this service I'm going to render to you, my Lord. I maybe become puffed up and thinking that I am the creator, I am the doer. So the Lord give blessing to Lord Brahma and say, don't worry, son. You will not, at any stage, be bewildered by Maya, by my energy. So yesterday Prabhu was asking about how is that we see Brahma, he's performing so many activity, and sometimes he's running after his daughter, or he creates one type of species, he has to give up his body and take another one. So we see performing so many activities which are apparently in our eyes contradictory, but we can understand, like yesterday His Holiness Banaswami Maharaj explained, these are all performed by the energy of the Lord for the pastime of the Lord for a certain purpose. So it's not that Brahma is bewildered, it's not that Brahma is in Maya. And by performing those activities, teaching us, how to be careful about Maya, how to be careful about being proud, how to be careful about this material world. Srila Prabhupada sometimes he said that my disciples, they are not scared of Maya. That's one thing. They are very daring, they are doing anything. They can go in the nightclub and distribute books. They can go in a dancing hall. Srila Prabhupada went one time, I think in Los Angeles, he went to this farm where everybody was naked, completely naked. There's some people that are nudists, they're called, nudist camp or something. But he went there and preached, to the leader of that farm. And then, of course, when he finished, he told the brahmachari, okay, let's go, this is not the place for brahmachari. But he was not affected by anything. Srila Prabhupada was not affected by anything. So similarly, Brahma is teaching us in so many ways how to be always humble and meek. Now, similarly, the greatest son of Brahma is Narada Muni, who is also following his father. And by his blessing, is able to also perform so many wonderful activities. Narada Muni Bhajanai Vina. So Narada Muni is traveling with Vina. He can travel between the material world, the spiritual world. He can go anywhere. And his only business is what? Preaching Krishna consciousness to everyone. So he goes and preaches to the prachetas who are performing austerity. He does so many unbelievable type of preaching, and amongst him he has many great disciples. So he's traveling everywhere, and he's only inspiring everybody to take up this Krishna conscious process very seriously. Because the only thing which is very valuable in this material world and in the spiritual world is pure devotional service. Material things will come and go. Material energy will appear and disappear. And even knowledge, jnana, or the great yogi, they are performing austerity in Himalaya for so many years. There is some yogi, they are 200, 300 years old in Himalaya. They can live in the middle of the ice with a coping. They don't feel cold. They can take bath every day in the Ganga, in Gomukh, and they don't feel cold. But the Lord is not so attracted by all this austerity, knowledge, puja, worship, yajna. What is attracting the Lord? That we have to be concerned. Because if we are able to please Krishna, then only we become pleased. Being part and parcel of Krishna, just like my hand. Prabhupada is telling the story that one time, the hand and the body, they made a GBC meeting. They had a meeting together, and they start to discuss. And they say, why we have to feed always this mouth and the stomach? Let's do a strike. Let's enjoy ourselves. Why we have to give food to the mouth and it goes in the stomach? Only the stomach is enjoying. So they went on strike. And they're not supplying any more food to the body. And the hand is trying to enjoy the rasagula. But there was no taste there, And slowly, day by day, the body became weak. And then they had a meeting again. And they say, okay, what's going on? Why are we becoming weak? Why are we not happy? We are trying, the feet was trying to put the feet inside the food, the skin. Everybody was trying to enjoy, but they could not enjoy anything. They said, look, we are becoming weak, we are not enjoying, there's something wrong here. Let's go back to the whole process. Let's feed the mouth, and then it goes inside the stomach, then we get energy. So similarly, when we are disconnected from the service of the Lord, we are trying to enjoy in so many possible ways outside. And we have been trying to do this for many millions and trillions of lifetimes, in so many different species, because we already went through 8 million plus species of life. That means we were ant, cockroach, snake, bird, fish, whales, you can name it. We were, as a spirit soul, changed body into another body, into another body. Manushya durlabham. Now we are humans. Now that we are human, we can actually discern and understand devotional service. We can understand what is right, what is wrong, what is up, what is low, what is the most beneficial thing for me. So, as a human, we can actually achieve the ultimate goal of life, the ultimate happiness, which we are all looking for. We are trying. Another example is given, like if you take a honey jar, and we can smell the honey, but we leak outside of the glass jar. We can see the honey is moving, but we don't get any taste by licking the jar. We have to open the jar and we have to take a spoon and take it out. So similarly, Maya is so powerful that it bewilders all living entities of this material world. So, but we are like in the well of ignorance. We are in this ocean, samsara, or repeated birth and death. So, when we are in the well, and we try to climb, we slip down because it's wet. The only things we can do is scream, and somebody can hear and say, please throw me a rope. I will hold the rope and you can pull me out of this well of suffering. So similarly, one Acharya explained that the 4 sampradaya are the 4 ropes which can actually rescue, the living entity from this conditional life of repeated birth and death. So if we hold into the rope of Guru and Krishna and the Sampradaya, then the Acharya can pull us out, and that can enlighten us into transcendental knowledge, so we can actually test real happiness. So there is so much nectar into the Bhagavatam, so much nectar in serving the Lord, so much nectar in Harinam Sankirtan, so much nectar in preaching and distributing books. Sometimes my friend they ask me, "Oh, where do you go for holiday?" I say, "I've been for the last 40 plus years in holiday." I'm traveling around the world with Maharaj, we are meeting so many people. There is always a festival going on in Mayapur. You have been in Mayapur? Have you been in Mayapur? No. Prabhu has been in Mayapur. So there is one festival, and after festival, every Saturday we have elephant procession, and then there is Julan Yatra, and then there is Ratha Yatra, and then there is Jagannath Temple. So you live in a festive mood. Our religion, let's call it religion, it's not a religion, it's a science, but it's the religion of happiness. You want to be happy? Come and live with us. Do I need to work? Do I need to go inside the desert and put myself around the fire? Do I need to go to Himalaya and live in... No. Just chant Hare Krishna. No? Lord Chaitanya has appeared and made this process so simple. No? He says simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, everybody can re-establish their original consciousness. So this is a very simple process. Because in Kali Yuga, it says, Kalo Sudra Sambhava, we are all born in ignorance. We may be born in Brahmin family, we may be born in aristocratic family, we may be born rich, whatever, poor, whatever we are, anywhere in the world, but still we're born in ignorance. So how we can become free from this ignorance and be reestablished in the proper self-realization. So this is a science. So simply by following the instruction of the Acharya and the instruction of Narada Muni, the instruction of Brahmaji, then we can actually follow the path which will lead us back home, back to Godhead. And although many devotees they have doubt, they think, oh, it will take many lifetimes. No. Prabhupada say, you give this life, one life to Krishna. I promise you, you will go back home, back to Godhead. Because any devotee you take sincere to this process of chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, is sure of success. Now, of course, Arjuna is asking in the Bhagavad Gita, what happened to the yogi you didn't finish? And don't worry, Krishna says, you will take exalted birth. But for the devotees, who are the greatest of all yogi, who have fixed into the ultimate goal of life, of pleasing Krishna. This is very, very important. Just like today we start from Prabhuji's house, we put a GPS. So the GPS will tell us, okay, turn left, after 200 meters, turn right. So if we are attentive in listening, we don't take the wrong road and we end up somewhere else. So basically, if we follow the instruction of the Acharya, it says that the Acharya, they remove all the thorns, they have removed all the broken glasses, they have removed all the possible obstacles for us to achieve Vaikuntha, or the spiritual world, goal of Vrindavan. So we have to be very fixed. Another example Srila Prabhupada used is that a woman who is married, who has a paramour, she is always thinking of the lover. Although she's performing all the house duty, cooking, washing the clothes, but she's always meditating, when will I meet my lover? Similarly, we are performing all the duty in this material world, but we are always thinking, when will I meet the Lord face to face? Because the Lord wants to meet us. It's not that just one way. The Lord is sitting in our heart and knows everything about us. We cannot hide anything from the Lord. So if we are sincere and honest, and we want to go and see the Lord will make that happen. Now, of course, we need to be qualified. But our qualification is that we have no qualification whatsoever. So therefore, we always pray to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and the spiritual master to lift us from this illusion of thinking Ammameti, I am this body. I am Italian, I am Indian, I am from New Zealand, I am from Australia, I am from black, white, I am man, I am woman, I am old, I am young, I am Chinese, whatever. We are not this. Yesterday Maharaj was explaining about Nitya Dharma, like water. Water is liquid, isn't it? In its natural state, water is liquid, but we can put water inside the fridge, it becomes ice. We can put the water on the pot, it will evaporate into vapor. So we can change the composition. Similarly, the soul accepts some temporary situation, thinking, I am that, but we are not. So the water, when you take it out of the fridge and it's frozen, then it becomes liquid again. And the vapor, again, it becomes water. So our natural state is to be dasa, 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 the servant of the servant of the servant of the Supreme Lord. So simply by engaging ourselves sincerely, honestly in devotional service, performing for the pleasure of the Lord. So this is very important for us to understand that it's not the activity we do externally with our body. We can perform so many bodily activity. And of course there is some benefit. It says even somebody goes around this temple outside with a car because the deity is there is Tulsi there. He acquires some Agyata Sukriti. Somebody by mistake, he goes 3 times around the temple, they lost the road, and they go 3 times with a car. They don't know there is a temple here. But by going around with the car 3 times, or by walk, or by bumping into this temple, or by seeing the devotees, they acquire Agyata Sukriti. Now, Agyata Sukriti, Maharaj explained yesterday, is not that certainly, boom, from one day to another you become devotee. No, it's that slowly you start to inquire about the absolute truth. Hatato Brahma Jigyasa. Now you must inquire about the absolute truth. So, how it happened that sometimes you are completely in ignorance, then at one point you start to ask yourself, why people are dying, why people are suffering, why bad things happen to good people, why I'm going to become old, I'm going to die, what is going to happen to me? Everybody at one point in their life they have these existential questions. But then what happens when you go and ask people, they say, I don't know. You go and ask the priest and they tell you, oh, you should have faith. You can ask your grandfather, he say, oh, you're a small kid, just take some ice cream and take a bicycle, go to enjoy life. This is not the time to ask about death. Right? So, but everybody at one point in their life they ask these questions. But because they don't get the answer, and Maya is so powerful, then they forget. They go on with life. Oh, everybody's doing this. Everybody's going to office. Everybody's going to work. Everybody's making money. Everybody's getting married. Everybody's having a girlfriend. Everybody's going to the cinema, whatever. So everybody is doing this. So we are tuned, or we can say, like a computer, our software of our brain is tuned into that sense enjoyment because we don't know any alternative. Our father, our mother, that's what they were doing, But if we are fortunate to come in contact with the devotees, to come in contact with the temple, to come in contact with any of the literature of Srila Prabhupada, where they explain the truth. We are all looking for happiness, we are all looking for the truth. There are so many temporary truths, but there is one absolute truth. And that is Krishna. And it's the Sarva Karana Karanam, is the cause of all causes. Sometimes as a kid we make one small rat with a paper and we attach one string and then the cat comes there, and you look at this and we move it. And when we move it, he also moves. He's trying to catch the rat, But because it's an animal, it's focusing immediately on that. He doesn't see there is a string. He doesn't see there is somebody who's pulling the string. But we as human, we can understand this cosmic manifestation, there is somebody behind who's pulling the string. So we can see the Supreme Lord. We have the power to discriminate. That's why I say, Atato Brahma Jigyasa, and therefore in the end of this purpose, Srila Prabhupada said, everyone should inquire about this. Because if you don't inquire about the absolute truth, then we are not better than a cow and a donkey. and the cat and the dogs. We can be very nicely well dressed with a suit and a briefcase. We can have a bank balance. We can have a nice BMW. But if you drive all your life just to make money, and in the end you lose your life without knowing the truth, there may be a chance you become animal again. Why? Because we lost the opportunity to inquire about the absolute truth and to know who is God. What is my relationship with Him? What is my relationship with all the living entity? What is my relationship with this material world? Let's go Sambandha Gyan. Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana. Maharaj again was explaining it. So once we know the Prayojana, the ultimate goal of life, and we know our relationship with Krishna, I am the eternal servant, Krishna, I am yours. I'm here to serve you, to please you. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do. And what is the process? Devotional service. Now, to perform devotional service is not difficult. It's very easy. Everybody can engage their own propensity in the service of the Lord. Whatever we know how to do, we can do. There is a pastimes of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. He used to send all his brahmachari to collect donation. So there was one lady who was very nasty. Whenever this brahmachari go and ask donation to this lady will take some cloth, dirty cloth, and throw it at him. He'll take stone and throw it at him. So then he went and told Guru Maharaj, I don't know what happened. This lady's crazy. Whenever I go there, she throws me some dirty things. She abuses me. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj said, next time she throws some cloth, you bring the cloth to me. I said, really? Yeah, bring it. So the next day he went and this lady took some dirty rag and threw it at him. It was wet, dirty, really filthy. So he took that and he brought it back to the ashram and said, Guru Maharaj, okay, this is the dirty cloth. He said, wash it. What am I supposed to do? Wash it nicely. So he washed it nicely, It became clean. And then he said, take out that cloth and cut it and make a wig, and dip it inside the oil and make a dipam for the Lord. So he did that. And then there was Diwali or something, and they light all this lamp in the night. So after a few days he told him, okay, now you go and preach to the lady. So when he went and preached to the lady was very nice. This brahmachari was surprised. She said, please come. How can I give you something? Can I give you some rice? Can I give you some potato for your ashram? And give donation. So he came back and said, Guru Maharaj, what happened? This lady completely changed. Before she was like a ghost, a demon. But now she changed. He said, because you engage her in devotional service. That rag, which she threw at you, and we offered to the Lord, she got, it's like she did it. So she got the result of that devotional service, and her mind changed. So devotional service is pure. But the important thing is that how we perform this devotional service with proper attitude. That's very important. There's another pastime connected to this, is that when Hanuman goes to Lanka, and he has never seen Sita, so he has a mission to find Sita. Before he found her into the Ashoka Vaman, the forest, he goes into the palace of Ravana, and it goes in the night. So he's going door to door open. In some place there is some beautiful lady, they're half drunk. In some other door open, there is some beautiful lady. He had so many wives. Ravana is enjoyer. So he has so many wives. So all these beautiful ladies, they are all half naked, with the musical instrument and all in the bed with the pillows and soft cloth. And then after a few doors, he goes, he says, but I am a brahmachari, why am I looking at these girls, this woman, it's not proper for me, it's not good. Because as a brahmachari, you should not see in the form of a woman, especially, half dressed. This could be disturbing. But then he thought, but I'm doing this not for my pleasure. I'm doing this for Ram, for His pleasure. I had to find Siddha. This is my job. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be disturbed. And he quotes, he said, any activity we do, the motivation by which we do that activity, that's establishing whether it's devotional service or karma. I can clean the floor and curse myself, what the hell I'm doing here, I'm cleaning the floor. I can go and work in a railway station, they give me $500 a week. But why I'm cleaning this temple, they don't give me any money, right? So if I think like this, that devotional service is not devotional service, because it's not favorable for the pleasure of the Lord. We can cut sabji and think, oh, I should go work in some stupid restaurant and make so much money. We can do anything externally. In this connection, there is another pastimes of Ramanujacharya's brother, Govinda. So all the different disciples of Ramanuja went and complained. They asked Guruji, Ramanuja, Maharaj, we see your cousin brother is sitting outside the prostitute house. He said, really? That's strange. Govinda is such a nice devotee. Yeah, we know him, but why is he sitting there in the night outside the prostitute house? He said, you know what? I'm going to find out and let you know. So he called Govinda. Govinda, come, sit down. What's going on? They told me you're sitting outside the prostitute house. Govinda said, prostitute house? I don't know. I was sitting outside one house. From the window, I'm hearing the Ramayana. They're reciting inside. I don't know whose house is that. I was walking there. I heard the Ramayana. And Gurudev, I cannot stop by hearing the beautiful pastime of Sri Ram. So, his intention was not to go with the prostitute. It was to listen the Bhagavatam, the Ramayana. So that's why he was there. And then another time, the devotee went and said, no, Govinda, your cousin brother, is killing one snake, one big snake. He's killing, he's putting the hand inside, and the snake is choking, is whistling. Why is he killing the snake? What's wrong with him? So again, Ramanuja called him and said, Govinda, what are you doing? You're killing the snake? He said, no, Guru Maharaj. The snake has some thorn inside the throat, so I'm removing the thorn. So sometimes what appears to us to be something is something else. So the consciousness is the most important thing. What is in our heart, what is in our mind, that is the most important thing. So the Lord said, Patram pushpam palanto yam, if you offer me, a leaf, a water, a flower, I will accept. But He say, with devotion, the most beautiful spice or ingredient is devotion. We can put a plate in front of the Lord and say, okay, you eat. Will the Lord accept that? We can chant all the mantra and the Gayatri and everything, but if we don't put our heart into that offering, then the Lord will not accept. So this is very important to understand what is the mind. Our mind is programmed for many millions of lifetimes to be in Maya and illusion. And the mind can take us away. How many people commit suicides every day, everywhere in the world, especially in advanced countries? In Japan, they have a mountain, we call it the death mountain. People go there and commit suicide. Young people also. Why? Because they cannot control their mind, because they're being baffled by illusion. They try to enjoy in so many ways, and they're not happy. And they don't know who they are. They think, okay, I stop the body and stop the suffering. No, my friend, you're going to take 7 births as a ghost. That's what Garuda Purana says. So 700 years you're going to be in a ghost body, suffering more than what you were suffering before when you had a body. So this is called ignorance. Mayaya paritagyanam asuram bhavam asrita. So these asura, they think, in a wrong way. So we as a devotee, we are so fortunate to be in association with the other devotee, to be associating with the beautiful deity, to be associated with the messenger Srila Prabhupada and his disciple, so that we can achieve the ultimate goal of life. It is not difficult. It is doable. But we have to be fixed in our mind that this life I'm going to give to the Lord. I give so many lives to Maya, and I was suffering miserably. Now, by the blessing of the Lord, I come in contact with devotees, I'm in contact with the Shastra, I'm in contact with the Guru, I'm in contact with the Acharya. They are pulling me out of the well. But if we don't catch the rope, and we say, you take me. Okay, I throw the rope. Catch the rope. No, you take me. How can I pull you unless you catch the rope? So we have to accept this process of devotional service. We have to hold it very tightly to our heart. Because if we don't take it very seriously, then we can slip from the rope again back into the well of illusion, the samsara. Maya is so powerful, can bewilder us anytime. So here we can see that Narada Muni is praying, Brahma is praying, all the great devotees are praying that they don't become bewildered by illusion and they remain fixed in devotional service. So, I would like to end this class by saying that the Lord is very attracted by the 5 qualities which the devotee has. The devotee have so many good qualities, but number 1 quality of the character of the devotee that he is selfless. He performs devotional service without any thinking of any reward. Yeah? He's thoughtful, he's a Muni. When he hears the Bhagavatam, he meditates on this. And number 3 is peaceful, Shanta. He's satisfied wherever the Lord sent to him. Whether we are living in a gold palace or we live under the bridge, doesn't really matter. In Vrindavan we can see there were so many devotees, and 6 Goswami, they were changing tree every night. So they will not be attached to the tree thinking, this is my tree. I sleep here in the night. Or Kolavicha Sridhar, he was poor. He's selling banana, At one point Lord Chaitanya is telling, I'll give you a boon, anything you want. He said, I only want this relationship with you. I don't want anything. You don't want a house, no money, nothing. I want to just have this beautiful relationship with you. So the devotee is satisfied, is Shanta. And devotee is not envious. What is envy? Envy means we want something which somebody else wants. Yes? Somebody has a nice big car, we want that car, bigger building, bigger thing, big that. So we become envious. We shouldn't be no envious. In fact, when we see devotees who are advanced, we take shelter of them, we please them, we serve them. And then the 5th quality is that the devotees are balanced, they're equal-minded, equiposed. They're able to deal with everybody accordingly. Yeah, the Goswami were friends of everybody. Yes, they were friends of the nice people. They were friends of the rogues also. Why? Because they were very exemplary. They saw with equanimity. What they saw the spirit soul in each person. They didn't see the body. They saw the spirit soul. This is spirit soul, and he's servant of Krishna. So in that way, the devotees are able to attract the mercy of Krishna. Krishna says, I am walking behind this devotee who has these qualities, and I become purified by just walking behind him. So the Lord is very pleased when the devotee develop those qualities. Of course, we don't have to make any extra effort, as Maharaj was telling yesterday, to develop this quality. Bhakti itself will manifest all the good quality of the demigods. So by nature, by performing devotional service, by Chetodarpana Marjana, by purifying our mind, our consciousness, we become nice people. So, and also to help us in performing devotional service, we must always remain in this humble state of mind. Trinada pisu nichana tarora pisu ishnana. Amanina amanendana kirtaniya sadahari. So we can chant 24 hours if we are able to think, I am the servant of the Lord, and whatever the Lord wants, I will do. We saw in Srila Prabhupada pastime when he went to America. He said, my Lord, I am a puppet in your hand. You brought me here to dance, let me dance, let me dance. Prabhupada did not have any money, did not have any friend, didn't know any place. He went there with how much, 40 rupees, 70 rupees. And he went through so much struggle to establish this Krishna consciousness. So we are the well-wisher of all living entity, and as that we should always try to inspire everyone to take up this process, or at least to begin this process of devotional service. So we should carry with us when we go out always some prasadam, some small book, and people that are eagerly awaiting to know this Krishna consciousness, which will create happiness in their life, create happiness. Anandam buddhivardhanam is unlimited ocean of nectar. So they're all aspiring to this, but they don't know the road, how to go to get the nectar. So I'd like to thank you very much for your attentive hearing. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisance. Vanchakalpakarvesya kripasindhu bevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. If I say something good, please take it with you. If I say something wrong, please forgive me. Hare Krishna. Jai. Hare Bol.